This is Talk About Topeka on Gab Local TV and TV 25. This episode brought to you by Field of Greens and The Break Room. And here's your host, Chris Schultz.
Well, here in the Gab Local Studios, we've got a great show for you here today, especially because my buddy John Bell from Old Prairie Town is here with us. And, we've been talking a lot about, before we got started here, about tulip time. It wasn't supposed to be now, but it is now. Right?
It is, and we have no say in it. Well, Chris, thank you for having me. I appreciate
Glad to
you
have
having
you
me
here.
But yes, the tulips are here. They're blooming. It's a really pretty time. Definitely ahead of schedule. We were estimating that they would bloom around April 8th and last till about the 24th, which is a very normal blooming time. Unfortunately, we had such a warm winter, if we had a winter at all, and I don't know, that's debatable, but they're about 3 weeks ahead of schedule. So
the joke was on them at Easter.
that's right.
With the snow we
right.
had.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Okay, so that's happening now. Tell us a little bit about tulip time.
We have three primary locations. We have Ted Ensley Gardens at Lake Shawnee, the Doran Rock Garden at Gage Park, and then we also have the Old Prairie Town tulips in the Botanical Garden. So the total, there's about 120,000 tulips planted throughout the three locations. And then we also have a couple smaller locations, like at the Expo Center, there's some tulips out there, and then there's tulips along the downtown Kansas Avenue area as well.
Cool.
But the three primary locations, they're open every day. We're shooting for probably maybe around April 10th for the tulips to start fading away. But there is a $5 donation, and all the funds that we generate from this year's tulip time go back or go towards next year's tulips. So that's very important because we need the money, we need the funding to help purchase the bulbs for this upcoming year in 2007. Absolutely.
Yeah, very cool. Well, how long have we been doing tulip time?
This is the 8th year that the local government has had it. Gerald Binkley, a lot of people know Gerald. He was a famous gardener in Shawnee County. He started tulip time in his own personal garden, and he had it, I think, for 22 years out at his property at, I think, 42nd and Wanamaker-ish area.
Wow.
So, and then once he decided he was going to retire, then we took it over, and I think it was 2008 was the first year I think we had it. So.
Cool. Well, it's a big event. A lot of people come from all over the place to check out the tulips here in Topeka. So you want to do that. You check them out, like you said, several different locations at Lake Shawnee or Old Prairie Town. Get down there as well. We love Old Prairie Town. You guys have some really cool things going on over there as well, right?
We do. In addition to the tulip time, the botanical garden that we have, it's growing leaps and bounds. In 2016, we have a few new enhancements that we're going to work on, and they're currently in the process of getting close to start the Asian garden. We're remaking Anna's place, and we're going to turn some of that into an Asian garden, which will be a really, really neat thing. And there lots of man hours in getting that up and going. And then in addition to that, we will be in the summer, we will officially be a national public daylily display garden. And we will be the only national public display garden for daylilies in the United States. So that's quite the feather in our hat.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Very
absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so that's at Old Prairie Town at the historic Ward Mead site. You got to get out there and check it out. And check out the drugstore. Yes. Bring the kids in for some ice cream, right?
That's right.
It's a good time of the year for it.
That's right. And I've brought ice cream to you before, and I should have did it today. But we have great ice cream and soda fountain treats. They're different. They're unique. We try to stay as old-fashioned as possible with what we have. And we get a lot of locals that come here on a regular basis and get ice cream and soda fountain treats because they're really unique. They're really good. The brown bread ice cream's amazing. So
it's a great way to spend an afternoon in the capital city. So check it out over there. I want to mention wheat stock is coming up. I want people to get it on their calendar. Got a little time, but need to get that on the calendar. How's that going this year?
We've changed it a little bit. It's going to go from a one-day event to a two-day event, which will hopefully we have so many wonderful local musicians. I know you've had some on this show before, Greg Fox and Kyler Carpenter. There's so many in Topeka. We started running out of time. One day's not enough to showcase the wonderful musicians that we have. So Doug Ruth and I were kind of kicking around some ideas, and I said, let's go Friday night. So we're going to go Friday night. We're going to start at 6 o'clock. We're going to go till 9:30, and then we're going to pick back up Saturday late Saturday morning. We're going to start at 11 and go till 9 o'clock on that night. So, and that's the 24th and 25th. I think that's
Of June.
Of June,
Yeah,
not of
So
April.
that's coming up.
Of
So
June.
get that on the
So, yes.
calendar and get that in there and do that. So Tulip Time, check that out. Very excited about the Asian garden popping up there as well.
Yes.
That's kind of cool
Yeah.
news.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it should be a big draw, and especially if you combine that with, in 2015, we became a national hosta display garden, the only one in the state of Kansas currently. I know there's a couple sites in Kansas that are working on it, on getting that recognition, but we're currently the only one. So if you add everything that the garden group that we have, our volunteer base that they're doing, it's going to be an awesome garden.
Absolutely. And you also run the carousel and the mini
Yes.
park, the train out at Gage Park out there as well.
I do.
Yeah,
And
that's cool stuff.
Yeah, we got we opened a couple, I think 2 Fridays ago. So we are currently right now, our schedule is we're open Friday and Saturdays. We open at 10 and we go till 4:45. And then on Sundays we open at 11 and go till 4:45. So the train and carousel, assuming that the weather cooperates, come out, enjoy the park, ride the boat, train and carousel. We're up and going.
So many great things happening here in the capital city. John, you've been doing a great job over at Parks and Rec, keeping us excited and things going here. Tulip Time, wheat stock. Just check it out. Get out there and check it out. Whether you're going to Old Prairie Town, whether you're going to Gage Park, check out the lake. There's so many great opportunities to enjoy your weekend and your leisure time here in the capital city. And of course, I don't have to tell you that, right?
That's right. That's right. We got such a great, a great community. All kinds of wonderful events. Come out. Check us out. You won't be disappointed.
Absolutely. So check it out. What's the website for Old Prairie Town?
If you go to snco.us, click Parks and Recreation, and it'll take you right there.
Right there. So there's the information for Tulip Time now through mid-April. Check it out, folks. And thank you so much, John, for joining us.
Chris, thank you.
You bet.
Because TV 25 cares.